So I happened to record the next few weeks without any audio. So I'm going to crush the next 7 episodes into one. If you want to watch the originals without any audio, they'll be in the playlist. Starting the next day, the church has recognized that the king in the sky is in fact the king in the sky, meaning the kingship is now up for candidacy. The first challenge they've assigned, they've made their own tournament, is to find a monster's head. So we went to the recruitment center to look for bounties. We arrived a little too late. Most of the bounties were already taken, but Stroll thought of an idea. What if we made a large enough impression to get Luis's attention? We aren't in this to win, after all. We picked a bounty for a disgraced knight named Heisme. Then we got scolded by some weirdo. The captain named Barden, who put the bounty up, came over to us and thanked profusely. Meaning, we cannot back out of this now. That would hurt. The following day was the opening ceremony, where the singer Juna sang a whole song that I did not listen to. You can listen to it on anything other than here. Following that, the candidates were introduced.
In the Pearl of the Coast, the Principality of Oceania's harbour city capital, Port Brilehaven. There, they face their first challenge, the Exhibition of the Brave. Each contender must bring back the head of a monster, a mark of their prowess and courage. Next, our would-be monarchs head east. Upon the misty peaks, we arrive in the Principality of Montario's beautiful city of faith, Altaberry Heights. And finally, our heroes make their well-deserved return home to Grand Trad. But first, let's do introductions. It's time to meet those risking their lives for the crown. Closest to the throne, I know him, you know him. It's Sanctism's one and only 78 Sanctifex, His Eminence, Forden!
Victory to Sanctifex Forden!
I claim no great ambition, nor any heated calls to action. All I wish is to restore order for our people and to safeguard our land from the threats beyond. This chaos we face is but one of God's many trials. Let us restore our kingdom's glory together!
Moving right along, we come next to His Eminence's champion, the very spear in his hand, the warrior monk captain of the Crown Theocracy, Master Guido!
I come before you only in loyal service of His Eminence. I relinquish the throne to him gladly. But those who would seize the crown by force, I will teach you to fear God and to fear me!
So much for this being a fair competition. How many horses do the Sanctis have in this race? Still, it's not over by far. The Luis supporters won't take this lying down.
What cowardice, crier! Where's Count Louise?
All right, settle down. At this time, I can report that Count Luis has not applied to enter the tournament.
What? He's not even entering? Then what becomes of us? Our entire purpose in this race was to get closer to him.
Don't worry. He's definitely paying attention. He's only in second as it is, so we can't afford to ignore this whole production. Sit tight. I'm sure he'll make a move soon.
All right. For those Count Luis supporters, you might want to meet our next entrant. A rising socialite, a man of ambition, godless and fearless, the brash young warrior serving Count Luis, Gladel, the Black Hound.
Him? So he was one of Luis's men.
The fallen king embraced Sanctism and all its holy tenets, and for what? He was nothing before Lord Luis. Look to the sky all you wish. No god can save you! What our country needs is power!
Well, it's not quite all the contenders, but let's get on with the introductions. The great liberal merchant, it's Roger Ward. By war, by conquest, by right, it's Rudolph Kraus. In it more for the gauntlet runners than the throne, it's Lena Caden. Sure to be popular by pledging free drinks for life, it's Loveless O'Shea. Uplifting the beautiful and deposing the hideous, it's Milo Maurizio.
Wow. If we lose this, I think the country has some even bigger problems.
Now, I do believe we have one final candidate. Do we have an Elden boy present? Come on, let's see a face.
And then our gauntlet runner, that Hulkenberg had chartered, crashed directly into the stage.
Whoa!
The captain of the gauntlet runner, Neras, used to work for the monarchy, and had built a gauntlet runner for the prince before he went missing all those years ago. But after that, he just kept making adjustments and using a lot of money. Hulkenberg then blackmailed him with this to get us a ride. I then ran around the gauntlet runner multiple times because this is my favorite transportation in any game I've seen so far. You must appreciate it. We then set off for Martira. On our way, we arrive at a tree made of magla. It is supposedly prophetic with its color, and red does not bode well, it looks like. We continue along our way and happen upon the guy who scolded us, who works for Luis, and the guy who works for Ford and Godot, trying to break each other's runners, because they're both in top positions. They cannot attack each other directly. We decide to help Luis's man Gladel, because we want Luis to notice us. Unfortunately, this gets Godot's attention and he boards our runner. We cannot hit him. However, his lackeys can. Once we defeat his lackeys, he still tries to kill us. But Neras says, if he doesn't leave us alone, we're going to break his runner as well. And he runs away. Somehow, Luis was watching us from the sky, and he comes down to introduce himself with his two right-hand men. Gladel was chauffeuring Juna, who apparently works for Luis. This puts a very bad impression of her in my mind. We ask to join him, but he says we must prove our power before he will accept us, and he leaves. The next day, we arrive in Martira, and they give us bugs to eat. The leader of this city, Joanna, thanks us for coming and says that Heisme is in a very dangerous sandworm area. How do we get there? We go around the town asking until the soldier, who follows Barden around, Morris, tells us to go during a special weather event called a sand flash. They'll all be asleep, he says. This happens in a few days, so we decide to hang around the town for a bit. Moore summons us, tells us some things, and we wake up and are suddenly back in the capital. It appears that the divine relic that's built into this runner can teleport us to places that we have been before, and only we are the key. Skipping ahead a few days, we head off into the sandworm den, happening across what looks like some kind of bomb. We carry on and are attacked by Katharina, who is also in the race. However, we are stronger than her, and she cannot defeat us. So she runs off. We arrive, and there are no sandworms in sight, just as we were told by Morris. Unfortunately, a human that looks like a sandworm is also here and eats us. We battle our way out the other side of the sandworm, eventually, and enter the den proper, where Heisme should be. We are jumped by sandworms, but are saved by a Ujif, who happens to be Heisme. We attack him. However, he is too fast, and he flees. We enter his tent and snoop around, finding that he was a member of the Shadow Guard, which is the night class the lesser tribes are allowed into. We also find out he had a son once before, but possibly no longer. How could this man be a kidnapper of children? With this knowledge, we are starting to doubt the veracity of the bounty, so we summon Haizme and punch the answers out of him. Taking him back to Martira, Haizme notices something is up in the castle. Us and Barden are taken to a well in the city, where he says the noises that he hears are coming from. We enter, and it appears that Morris and Joanna are the ones kidnapping the people in town. Haizme then awakens to his archetype, the thief, and we make a bond with him. We are on a time limit, a 12-day time limit. We must solve this mystery in time for the next event for the Tournament of the Throne. A summary of things that happened. We run into a blue-haired guy named Kikulus, who tasks us with getting him a ring that kills whoever wears it from some old tomb. We say yes, of course. However, we have another request we are doing before then. We go to the town of Camaro, where Neris had told us an inventor he once knew lived. This inventor had inspired him when he was a kid. He had showed him a relic of the past. The inventor left the relic and his journal in his will. Neris then wants us to track down the rest of the relics, of which we also agree, unlocking the gunner archetype. We then debate a man about why giving everyone free alcohol for life is a poor idea. And then we do the entire dungeon.